Where do you start here? Where do we start here? Where do we start here? Pistons fans. Where do we start from here? Man, oh man, man. Pistons fans. Boy, boy, boy. Hmm. What's up, everybody? It's your boy DC One of D3 on 3XP, man. Got to talk. Just had to come on here and talk about last night's game against the Boston Celtics. Pistons lose in overtime, 128 to 122 in overtime. Um, Pistons had the opportunity. They was so close. They was so close to end that losing streak. It was so close against the best team record wise in basketball, the Boston Celtics. Man, it was man, man. Oh man, it was so close. Oh my goodness. You know, we was up by 21, and the first half lifted. They looked like the team that we saw 2 months ago when we beat Charlotte, when we beat Chicago. That's the one of the best first half they played. The whole entire first half. That's just not just the first quarter because Pistons they had these moments of they start off hot in the first quarter and then the lead being get uh, be gone before you know it. Um, Pistons came out the gate. They was aggressive. They came out. They was ready to play. It just like Boston. It was the point Boston fans was booing. Boston fans was booing. How ironic is that? Yeah, man. Oh boy. Yeah. And the second half, the third quarter was really the difference of the ball game. The Pistons only managed to score 16 points in the third. Um, Boston showed why they're the best team in basketball record wise. They showed you why they was one of the best defensive team and offensive team. And you know, when you turn the ball over 19 times and turn it to 27 points off turnovers, you're not going to win the game. And that's been the same issues over and over and over again. You turn the ball over, you're not going to win the game. And especially when the opposition score off those turnovers. And that's what it came down in the second half. Um, Boston made some adjustments in the second half. They got physical with Cade. Um, Kind of took Cade off his game in the second half. Cade wasn't Cade that we saw in the first half. He still finished with 31 points, 12 for 22 shooting. He was 4 for 6 from three. He had 9 assists, 6 rebounds. Um, but he had three fouls. And, he pretty much was stayed out of foul trouble in time. But the critical, the turnover, man, the critical turnover in overtime, it just you can't have that. You can't have that. Not your best player, not for your teammates, period. But yeah, um, Ivy with a double double. Ivy had 10 rebounds, 5 of them was offensive rebounds. Ivy was unbelievable. Yeah, he was aggressive. He was aggressive. He played hard. He played wanted to win. It just he fouled out in overtime. You can't put yourself in that situation um to not be in the game to finish the game out. You can't put yourself in that situation, especially against a veteran team like Boston. They're gonna attack you. And they're gonna attack you with those veteran guys they got over there, Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, um, and Porzingis. and Derek White. You know, those guys, they're gonna find a way. They are a championship contender for a reason. You know, because they're one of the smartest teams in basketball, and they shows they can win this game. So um, they wasn't pretty. We had to Boston had to earn it. They overcame it, and we just were able to close it out, man. Um, Ivy was unbelievable. 22 points, 10 rebounds. Um, he had 4 assists. Ivy hit some huge clutch shots down the stretch. Huge clutch shots. That's it. When it was 106, 100, you thought the game would have been over. Ivy came through in a clutch. You know, got the 3-point play to cut it to three, and he hit a huge three to tie the game. Um, and then, Jason Tatum went out, got to the basket. It was goaltending, which it was pretty close. K had a hit, blocked the shot, but it was it was a little too late. And when you looked at all different angles, the ball just barely touched the backboard before K Cunningham ended up blocking it. So it was pretty close. But K, he took the shot, 3-point shot to try to win it. And Bojan was at the right place at the right time, hit the bucket to send it to overtime. And then, Boston got going in overtime. We end up taking the lead for a second. Then after that, Boston just took over and they pretty much sealed it. We just didn't have an answer for Porzingis. Jason Tatum, even though he finished with 31 points, but he had a pretty much a quiet 31 points for his standards. Jason Tatum, he just couldn't get going like that, the whole entire game like he normally does. And like you said, when you got other guys to step up like Derek White, he a sneaky person, bro. He's very sneaky, very sneaky. Uh, Derek White, he makes some huge shots for them. So this Pistons team, man, they were so close. Boston really thought they was just gonna, okay, we came for this 4-game West Coast trip, and they really thought, oh, we see the Pistons, we can just gonna take it easy. This Pistons came out there, they ready to play. They just couldn't close the deal. When you turn the ball over 19 times, and with Boston scored 27 points off the turnovers, you're not going to win the basketball game. Which, although the Pistons out rebounded Boston, they out rebounded Boston. Often they got grabbed offensive rebounds, and they just just couldn't close the deal. Bojan had some open look 3-point shots. Some of it just rolled in and out the basket. It was just, Alec Burks, same thing. They just couldn't knock down the threes, saying the open threes like that, man. It was some good looks, and it was something. It was just like, why are you throwing up the shot? Isaiah Livers came off the bench. He started off pretty good. Then he resorted back to Isaiah Livers. But he came off the bench with 12 points. I mean, he was 4 for 13, which that's not good, but he took some lot of 3-point shots, 12 attempts. But Killian Hayes came in, he only played 10 minutes. His first game back from being out for due to illness. I'm glad he was out. He just couldn't get the rhythm going. So understand that. But Wiseman, early in the year, we went 3 for 3, 6 points, but he didn't give you much, which I expected. It's what it is with him. Jalen Duren, 15 points, 14 rebounds, another double-double with him. It just Pistons just had the opportunities, man. They had the opportunities to close this thing out, man. But 28 losses, man. Tied the Philadelphia 76ers. It's tough. It's real tough. We had the opportunity to come home tomorrow night against the Toronto Raptors. There's gonna be a lot of Raptors fans that's gonna be at the game. Just best to believe that as our fans, we definitely let's show out for this game. Let's hope we can don't have to be the first team to have 29 straight losses in the season. We already went 2 full months of not winning a basketball game. 2 full months. December 28th, yesterday, was 2 full months we haven't won a basketball game. We don't want to go into the new year of 2024 still haven't won a basketball game because it's not going to be easy. Because the simple fact we got to, as soon as we after we finish Toronto tomorrow night, we got to go out to the West Coast trip. Houston, Golden State, Denver, Utah. That's not an easy road test. You know how it is when you go on this road trip, especially east to West Coast. It's not easy. So Pistons, they're just so close, but they just couldn't close the deal, and that's been the issues throughout this whole losing streak. When we had opportunities to win the game, to we just can't we're able to close the deal. So, and those guys will learn. Um, they will learn. You know, they look like a team that don't. They look like a team that's not 2-29. They don't. They don't look like a team that's 2-29. I don't care what anybody say. They better than of a 2-29 team. The record says what you are, but I don't care. But my thing is that this team could at least out of those losses, I think the Pistons would at least had double digit wins already. Maybe 10, 11. Because there are some games we had opportunities with it. We had opportunities to beat Brooklyn the other day. We had opportunities to beat Memphis. I had opportunities to beat Utah without four of their best players. Washington, you know, Atlanta, you can name them. There are some games that we just didn't stand a chance at all. It was just like nothing. We had opportunity last night to beat Boston in their place to stop their home game winning streak. We had opportunities. We just could not close the deal. It's plain and simple. And so it's not going to be easy because there are going to be teams. They see their schedule. They see the Pistons on their schedule. They're going to try to play hard and not to be the team that lose to the Pistons. Boston had a wake up call. They didn't want to be the team that lose to the Pistons. They had a wake up call. Every game going forward, you're going to be teams that are going to be trying to fight hard to not lose to this Pistons team. And I'll say this: I love the effort that the Pistons had did yesterday. That was one of the best performance efforts that we've seen in a while against the best team in basketball record-wise. So, yeah. So it's pretty interesting, um, but Boston, Porzingis had 35, 8. Tatum with 31. He had 10 assists, but Tatum just couldn't knock down the threes. Boston, they shot terrible from three. They known for shoot. They love to shoot threes. They shot terrible for threes. They hit threes when when they need it, when they matter most, but they shot terrible. They shot terrible. 3-point. Of course, Boston bench their last, bench, so they didn't really get much for their bench. Derek White went 9 for 15. He had like 23 points. Drew Holiday with 12. Like I said, Al Horford with 8, but he hit some clutch threes down in the second half. So Pistons is that it was there. It was there. It was there. And what it would have been great would have beat a Boston team that, if you're a Piston fan, you can't stand Boston. You just you hate a Boston Celtics team. You want to beat them, but It didn't happen. It didn't happen. So it's time to move on to the next. You got the Toronto Raptors game tomorrow night at LCA. Last home game of 2023 before we go into 2024. So it's gonna be. I expect the fans is gonna be out there Saturday night. Um, it's gonna be loud crowd. It's gonna be unbelievable. Definitely looking forward to for that game. I know some people might not watch the game or attend to the game because people are trying to get focused on for the Lions game later on that night. Hopefully that Pistons could come out and get the W to end so they don't have to break this losing streak all the time losing streak. So even if it did happen, I still say the Pistons to me. You can say what you want record wise. They're not the I don't they not the worst team of all time. They're not the worst team on all time. People gonna have this narrative they are the worst team of all time. I don't believe it. Not the way some games how they play. That's just plain and simple. So, but yeah, just had to come on here right quick just to get my spill about this the game last night. But we'll definitely see. We'll definitely be watching for tomorrow's night game. Um, so hopefully we don't go 2-30 for the new year. Hopefully we don't go 2-30. Let's go 3-29. Let's go 3-29. Toronto is not a team that you just look at. You're just going to think you're roll over. Toronto is. I know they up and down. They don't really have a great record. They're 12-18. Um, but a guy like Siakam, a guy like Scotty Barnes, and those you can't sleep on those guys. Toronto is. We already lost them in Toronto. They blew us out the door. Um, so Toronto is not one. They're not great, but they could give teams problems. So we just have to come with the mindset. We have to play smart, take care of the basketball. If we could do those things, we could hope, we could pray, we can win this game. Don't have to go 2-30. Let's go 3-29. Let's go into a new year. Let's hopefully we could get a winning streak. So yeah. So that's that being said, this is your boy DC1, the D3 on 3XP, man. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Also, you can follow your boy on, also be on Dynasty Sports Network, with Big Willie Styles, King, Kaz, Culture Boy Wine, Big A, make sure you follow on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, hit that like and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Also, just shout out to my guys, No Miss J and my guy Bree, and everybody that always show love in the chat on 16, everybody that always come through. So show love. Make sure y'all keep spreading the word out of D3 on 3XP and also Dynasty Sports Network as well. So as I said, this is your boy DC1 through 3XP. Catch y'all in the next video. Might drop another live stream later. Talk about Detroit Lions and upcoming game against the Dallas Cowboys. Peace.